October tested the resilience of county elected staff and residents alike. The destruction caused by the flooding proved to be an opportunity to show how our neighbors can pull together in a time of need. Let's review what's going on in Richland County. After several weather factors culminated in historic flooding in South Carolina, Richland County, one of the most devastated parts of the state, spent 9 days in OPCOM 1, the highest state of emergency operations. Hundreds of county employees from several departments, particularly the Emergency Services Department, worked around the clock to coordinate and execute life-saving operations throughout the many communities that were nearly washed away by the quickly falling rain. With the help of other agencies like the National Guard, the Red Cross, and the Salvation Army, and so many more, the county was able to put displaced residents in shelters, feed those with little to no food or clothing, and provide clean drinking water to over 100,000 homes who were suddenly receiving contaminated water through the tap. Thousands of volunteers came from outside the state to assist in any way that they could, many manning distribution sites for food, water, and clothing, as well as many other resources. Several dozen local businesses and community groups provided hot meals to our first responders, helping them to push through the long hours of physically, mentally, and emotionally difficult rescue efforts. Richland County thanks all of you for your kindness, time, and your fortitude. As first responders began to wrap up the rescue efforts, Richland County started down the road to rebuild and help our residents navigate the process of getting their life back to a sense of normalcy. Thousands of homes, roads, and cars were damaged or destroyed by the flood, so FEMA started opening and manning disaster relief centers in the area to help victims sign up for relief. In addition to having 3 of these centers available at local libraries 7 days a week, FEMA representatives also attended numerous events aimed at connecting resources like food, water, and information to people who need them. Richland County Council members Kelvin Washington and Norman Jackson discussed flood relief needs and initiatives with residents of Lower Richland at the Team South Carolina event in Gadsden. Hosted by the Governor's Office, the event offered resources to those affected by the recent flooding, including cleaning and baby supplies, FEMA and Red Cross aid registration, as well as well water test kits and more.
We have Salvation Army, Red Cross, FEMA, like I said before, we got the Department of DEW. Also, you have nonprofits. You have groups that are coming in to help tear out homes and make sure you get the wet material out. But also you have folks who are interested in really rebuilding people. What we found out is the FEMA dollars will not make people whole. So there's going to be a gap, and we got to figure out how we're going to fill that gap, either by donations of people from the community. I mean, we got to find a way to fill that gap because people are going to still be left out there with their homes in disrepair. But the main thing is, you know, put your hands on them, find out what their needs are, and then we need to find answers for them. I would like to see us really looking at a comprehensive plan regarding how we're going to address moving forward with all of our creek network, our pond network, and our lake network. I mean, we really got to take a comprehensive look at that. Some time ago, I requested a hydrology study. I got to check the status of that because that really will tell us where our choke points are. And we got to do something about beaver dams. We have beaver problems here. And these are the things that will reveal themselves through this process. Data collection is very key. We got to capture the data while we're out here, while it's fresh on everybody's mind, so we can make sure we locate where those choke points are and design from that point on what we need to do to relieve the pressure off of people when we have events like this.
Another event held at Lower Richland High School also had FEMA representatives on hand, as well as Richland County staff from the inspections and planning departments to aid residents with acquiring permits to repair or rebuild their damaged property and to warn of the dangers of having repair work done on your home by a vendor who is not licensed by Richland County.
Because you have a lot of seniors that live in this area, and you have some contractors will come by and tell them, sign this, they'll take care of it. And they're signing their property away, not showing, knowing what the contract says. And we have to prevent people from doing that, or we have to notify people of the scam that's there. People are coming down and volunteer to do work and taking people's property, furniture, and everything. So there's a lot of scams going on, so we have to be aware of those things also. It's unfortunate, but my concern is citizens first, right? We have to take care of the community first.
A small contingent of Richland County Council and county management traveled to Nashville to meet with officials who helped the Tennessee city rebound from a devastating flood of 2010. Richland County officials met with Nashville leaders to discuss lessons learned from navigating the policies and procedures of FEMA to devising a plan of action to move forward. Nashville experienced widespread devastation 5 years ago after more than 13 inches of rain fell during a 36-hour period. The flood led to the deaths of more than 20 people and the loss of hundreds of businesses. News outlets reported the flood caused more than $2 billion in private property damage and $120 million in public infrastructure damage. The Richland County Public Works Department shifted into a very high gear of operating during the flood event as well. Staff from the Roads and Drainage Department has been hard at work for weeks on end to bring roads and drainage structures back to operating condition as efficiently as possible. Not only were all hands on deck working on location doing these repairs, Public Works staff were also able to coordinate with the National Guard to assist in this process. Preliminary reports show that more than 5,400 tons of flood-related debris was collected throughout Richland County as of October 27th. The South Carolina Department of Transportation contractor hired to collect flood-related debris for Richland County reported a total of over 1,400 tons collected. Debris was gathered from unincorporated areas of the county and the municipalities of Arcadia Lakes, Blythewood, Eastover, Forest Acres, and parts of Columbia. Richland County is very proud of all of our staff members who worked so diligently during this difficult time. New information regarding the flood and flood-related services are regularly updated on the Richland County website, www.rcgov.us. This will also be a good place to check for additional upcoming flood relief meetings that will be occurring around the county in November. Richland County Councilwoman Joyce Dickerson hosted her annual Fall Forum at St. Andrews Park. Dozens and dozens of community members attended the event where they learned firsthand about happenings across the district and also heard from several county department representatives. Attendees visited informational booths and spoke with a variety of staff asking questions and learning information from county departments such as Neighborhood Planning, the Sheriff's Department, Solid Waste and Recycling, and the Richland County Recreation Commission. The Richland County Neighborhood Improvement Program celebrated National Community Planning Month by organizing a series of events that encourage the public to learn more about the resources the department offers and how community planning works in Richland County. Events included a public program recognizing NIP's accomplishments over the past 11 years and a Box City exercise at Muller Road Middle School that allows students to learn about the infrastructure, building, and planning that's required to create a healthy and happy community.
The Neighborhood Improvement Program was established by Richland County Council as an organization to connect Richland County Council and government with our local neighborhoods. So our job is to facilitate any of the concerns and requests that these neighborhoods have and to improve them through different projects, through funding and community outreach. So our master plan creation implementation is our primary duty as a neighborhood improvement program. And those master plans guide the development, the growth of the targeted neighborhoods for up to 20-25 years, depending on the growth period of that master plan. So it's a really important treasure piece of that neighborhood, and it allows us to communicate a vision to the community so that way we can inform them and also get their input on how they want to see their community grow. The Neighborhood Improvement Program, we currently have 2 staff planners, and we also have an administrative assistant and of course our director of planning. Neighborhood leader could contact any one of those staff members and we could help them with any questions that they may have. But also they could email rcnc@rcgov.us, and that is one contact where they could just email and we will forward it to the correct person.
The Richland County Recreation Commission recently opened several new facilities around the county. These include the Newcastle Trenholm Acres Community Center on Shakespeare Road, an adult activity center located at Hopkins Park, and a community center at Ridgewood Park.
Well, I'm excited for them to have a facility they can come to and do those activities that stimulate them, but also socialize. They do arts and crafts, they do trips out of here. They also do recreational activities and also nutritional programs for them. But they have a central location they can come to, and also the community have a building they can have community meetings.
All of these are from the general obligation bond, which was passed in 2008 as part of the $50 million bond. And Gadsden will complete all of phase 3 except for Kelly Mill Sports Complex, which should be opening sometime in the spring.
Richland County Court-appointed special advocates, volunteer-turned-employee Matthew Perkins has been named a recipient of the National Points of Light Award for his years with the organization, which recruits and trains community volunteers that represent abused and neglected children in the family court system. As part of his recognition, Perkins will receive a certificate signed by former President George H.W. Bush, who founded the National Points of Light Award in 1993. The Richland County Conservation Commission supported a new hiking trail and historical marker at the Congaree National Park that recognizes the historical significance of Congaree River ferries. Both the Bates Ferry hiking trail and the marker were celebrated with a ribbon cutting event. That's going to do it for this edition of the Richland Review. If you have any questions about the information in this video, email us at pio@rcgov.us. A small contingent of Richland County Council and county management.
One email where anyone could submit any requests, and we can forward to any planner that specific to that question.